given today's political climate and then the eyes on racism and injustices, why was it so important to get a film like this out?
I think that there are a lot of parallels to the story. I think the idea of separation of family is incredibly relevant during the period of slavery. That was one of the things that forced Harriet to escape in the first place. Her sisters had been sold down south. Her family never heard from them again. And that concept, I mean, sadly enough, that resonates with what's going on right now. But I think the most important thing about Harriet is that one woman was able to make such a huge change and such an impact, and the concept that one person can fight for what's right and make real change in the world is something that I thought we felt was important to get out in this day and age, where I think a lot of us feel a little bit dejected about what's going on politically. So I think that was one of the inspirations for us and why we felt like we needed to tell the story right now.
And then you speak of impact. There's so many women on this film and how the women empowerment movement is so strong. Can you describe how that felt on set and then getting it out?
Well, it's funny. I've been producing films a long time. My partner is this incredibly badass producer, Deborah Martin Chase. She was a pioneer in her own right. She produced Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and The Princess Diaries, and she was a real inspiration to me every day. And I think, like the two of us, once we paired up with Casey and Cynthia, we sort of felt like a little bit unstoppable. Like we were daring people to say no to us. And I think there was a real spirit of sisterhood on set. We were always looking out for each other. And I think that it was a new experience for a lot of people to have a completely female-run production. That was a unique experience. It's funny, Leslie Odom Jr. talks about that often, how it was a unique thing to have women be his boss. And I think that's great. I think we just need to continue to push boundaries that way and be our own bosses.
So historically, there's so much documentation, things you can find. What was something that you really want to be sure to put in the film?
I think one of the most interesting things, and not to spoil the movie too much, but after Harriet did her incredible work in the Underground Railroad and was one of the premier conductors on the railroad, she became a spy for the Union Army, and she was one of the only women to lead a brigade in American history. And so I don't think many people know that. That's its own story in its own right. And so she was just someone who was constantly fighting to correct the wrongs of, our country. And she's my inspiration. She really has. The more I learn about her, the more I'm inspired by her.